All right, here we go. We're here. We're in the closet. Not really, but
Dogs are barking.
dogs are barking. You can hear that in the background, I'm sure.
This dog's been driving me insane ever since I've been home.
They crazy.
Oh my gosh, staying at home is just with the dogs alone can be exhausting.
Little yawn. Thought I'd get that out
Oh
early.
my! I'm not gonna do this. If you're gonna sit here and yawn the whole time,
I'm not.
okay.
I'm not.
Anyway,
but it is dark out right now.
It is. I don't like that it's getting. You think it's bad now?
It's 6:48.
Okay, so this time next week it'll be 5:48 and it'll be that dark outside.
That's stupid.
I know.
I don't get.
Why?
Listen, I don't even understand why we have daylight savings time. There's states, there's places, there's countries that it's the same time all year long.
Is it?
Yes.
Where? I want to move there.
Which makes sense.
It would make sense.
Just keep it the way it is.
Yes.
Let's just have it naturally get dark earlier like it already has. Right? It naturally gets darker. We don't need it to even be more dark, if that's the way to say it.
I understand, but I just don't need it to be dark early. Like, I think the perfect times for daylight would be, okay, the sun comes up around 7 and the sun sets around 8 or 8:30 at night. Right? Because I don't like when it stays light too late, because then I really don't feel like I have like an evening. You know what I'm saying? Like, it seems like, I don't know. It's hard to explain. Does that make sense? Like, I don't want it to be dark. I mean, not get dark until like 9 or 10 o'clock. But are you with me at all?
And I'm trying to find your states without daylight savings time. It looks like there's only 2.
Which are
Hawaii and Arizona.
Hawaii and Arizona. How random is that? Why, I wonder?
Because their people said we're not doing this.
Is that how it works?
Yeah, it looks like it's Hawaii and Arizona. Arizona, man, Hawaii's population is 1.4 million.
But
Arizona's is 7 million.
But does it make sense that the neighboring states of Arizona... Okay, so Hawaii's out by itself, right, in the middle of the ocean.
Right.
But like neighboring states with Arizona, why, I don't understand. I didn't know it was a per state thing. I thought it was like where you are, like kind of like time zones.
It is a time zone thing, but you don't have to be in it if your state says we're not participating with
sure
your
that's
stupid
how it
time
works?
zone.
Are you sure that's how it works?
I know that's how it works.
Jeff, how?
Because I've served on boards.
Oh, my time zone boards? You've served on
Okay,
time
listen,
zone boards.
here's how it works. Arizona, turn your ringer off. Arizona,
You want Arizona to turn their
when
ringer
you're in the
off?
studio,
Yeah.
listen, I have a feeling. I have a gut instinct that the way it works is Arizona's government, their state leaders at some point said, this is stupid, kind of like we're doing right now. And they were like, let's vote on it next election and see if people want to not have daylight savings time anymore.
Why would anybody vote to have it?
They voted not to.
I don't think that's how it works, because I can't think of anybody that I've ever talked to that likes it, daylight savings time. So why, I mean, if that's how it works.
Some people kind of get excited.
How can Arizona be the only state that it actually...
Sometimes people get excited about gaining an hour here or whatever.
Well, we're going to fall... We're
not
falling
springing
back.
forward.
No, we're falling back.
We're falling back.
So we're gaining an hour.
Yes, we're gaining an hour.
That's kind of nice.
Is that right?
Yeah.
We're gaining an hour?
Yeah, because when you spring forward, you miss an hour.
Well, that's great.
Yeah, because think about it. When you fall back, so like right now it'd only be 5:52. So you're falling back. See, here we go with the time thing again.
The stupid time thing.
With the stupid time thing.
Now I'm like, how did this happen? How did this happen? Daylight savings time.
Are you looking at the history of daylight savings time?
No, I just want to know, like, how did Arizona get no daylight saving time?
I don't think it's like a vote thing.
You just extended my search.
Well, I'm really sorry, Jeff. We're on a podcast here. I mean, this isn't time to be doing this. Like, do this before.
The people want to know.
Well, we need somebody that can Google this stuff for us while we talk. I can't just sit here and talk at your hat. The top of your hat. It's like you're ignoring me. It's like I'm not even here.
Well,
You got a nice haircut today, by the way. Jeff and Nate went and got a haircut today, and they look snazzy. Nate got fillings done today. He was in all sorts of chairs today: dentist chair, barber chair. Hey, have you ever had have you ever had Angel's Envy?
Angel's Envy?
Yeah.
It sounds like
bourbon
I have.
whiskey.
Oh, yeah. If it's a bourbon whiskey.
Kentucky
yeah.
straight bourbon whiskey.
Yeah, I've had that.
You have not.
Yes, I have.
You had the finished dry version?
No.
Well, Hale House has it.
They have everything.
I was just going through
Hale
Instagram.
House.
Hale House in Charleston, West Virginia is
They have
really
an
a fun
incredible
place.
bourbon bar. They are an incredible bourbon bar with a lot of bourbon options, and they have good meat.
They say it's Dark Water Wednesday.
Dark Water Wednesday.
We should go.
I would love to be there.
Why aren't we there?
Because we're here. They had all those pumpkins. I saw them today.
Here he goes with the yawns again. I'm over it. Get you some tea. Get you some
Why are you getting
caffeine or
mad?
something.
Why didn't you fix me a spot?
Have you had Hudson Manhattan Rye whiskey?
I've had not the rye, but I've had Hudson.
What about have you had Hudson Whiskey Baby Bourbon?
I think so. I think
Of
that's the
course
one
you
I've
have.
had.
You've liked those. Do you just go and like all their stuff on Instagram?
When I see it on there, I like it. I
gotcha.
because I like bourbon.
Anyway, I just was wondering. That popped up on my Instagram. I just thought I would talk about the first thing that pops up on my Instagram. Let's do that game.
That sounds very risky.
It does. It just depends. You know what I'm saying? I am falling into these ads on Instagram. And then, okay, so you know how, and this goes along with what I'm trying to say. You know how a while ago I was like, oh, I don't think our phones listen to us. You're like, yeah, because as soon as you start researching something, ads will start popping up. And I was like, that's never happened to me. Well, it's been happening to me. He's yawning again.
Keep talking. I'm here. I'm a professional yawner. You know
when
this.
I'm
I yawn
talking
like
or somebody's
crazy.
talking and you start yawning, it makes the other person feel like they're really boring.
It's not that. You know me, and I've got a yawning issue. I have a condition.
Anyway, what's been happening to me because where I've been working at GNC. Oh, newsflash! I'm working part-time at GNC Southridge now. So if anybody ever needs SEPs, I'll look you up. Anyway, so I'm researching like these supplements, and when we're in the store, I'll just look products up just to kind of learn about them. And then the other day, my manager was giving me things to find, and I'd have to go find them, but I was able to use the Google machine at gnc.com. Well, like I had to look up milk thistle. I don't even know what milk thistle is.
Milk thistle.
Milk thistle.
Does it come
I think it's
from
for your liver. Now I need to know again.
Speaking of milk.
I think it is for your liver. Let me look that up again
The
real
liver
quick.
is a good thing to take. Maybe we need milk thistle.
Hold on, I think that's what it's for. Anyway, so I was going through my Instagram last night. Or no, my Snapchat. Just scrolling through, and then you know how ads pop up? Milk thistle popped up. I had never even really heard of milk thistle. Yeah, it is for your liver. It's for liver health.
We may need that.
Yeah. Milk thistle can help reduce and reverse damage caused by free radicals and toxins. It can improve liver function, thus helping your metabolic process run more efficiently and help healthy weight management. Huh. One of the best ways to make sure you're getting enough milk thistle in your diet is through high-quality, clinically studied milk thistle supplement. There is a picture of a healthy liver, and there is a fatty liver.
You don't want a fatty liver.
No, it's ugly. Anyway,
it doesn't matter what your liver looks like. Nobody cares what your liver looks like.
She
has a sexy liver.
A quality milk thistle can help cleanse your liver of toxins, help break down excess fat in the liver, help improve blood circulation, help increase your energy levels, help protect your liver from future damage, and help healthy weight management.
We just lost everybody.
That commercial brought to you by GNC. No, listen. Maybe not, because milk thistle is a catchy term. Who wouldn't want to know what it is?
Let me tell you a little fun fact about milk that I heard. Get this. Did you know that our commercialized milk that we buy, do you know that there's a certain percentage of stuff in it that you won't like?
Well, yeah, everybody's known this for a very long time.
Feces. in pus?
Everybody's known this for a very long time. Why are you just now getting
Seriously?
on board? Yes. Why do
knew
you think
this?
that people dropped off the planet drinking milk? Yes, I knew there was pus and all sorts of stuff that's in the milk. It's
Oh.
not filtered out.
It's like the cows are stressed and there's pus and
Well,
there's
that's
stuff.
why I drink coconut
then-
milk. There's no feces
What about
in
those
coconut
cows? Those cows, those.
Oh,
those-
the tropical
yeah,
cows?
the tropical cows that
yeah.
are like they're like unicorns, right? Is that where you get that
Right.
milk from? Unicorns,
milk. Right. When you get almond milk, you squeeze it straight out of an almond. There's no.
Well, yeah,
So I don't
duh.
drink
How
cow's
else
milk.
would you get it?
I never have drank cow's milk really, except for a bowl of cereal. Like I've never been a milk drinker.
I used to be a big milk drinker.
I know you did.
I haven't had milk. I can't remember the last time I had milk.
Well, the last time you had milk and cereal, your stomach was grumbling.
It bothered me. It's a bothersome thing now. It's like I'm not
Like too
tolerant
much
to
pus
the
in that.
milk.
Anyway, so that was old news. Anything else you would like to enlighten us with that everybody else has known for the longest time, but Jeff's just now finding out?
Well, that was interesting to me that there's feces in the milk
It's
that I
disgusting.
have in my refrigerator.
Okay, but you have to take it with a grain of salt because there's also spiders in peanut butter, little spider limbs.
What?
Tell me you were just now knowing
What?
that you can find small insects in peanut butter. It's
No, you can't. You're crazy.
Jeff, I am not. That's
You've
been-
lost your damn mind. That's crazy. That's crazy talk.
I'm serious. There can be small little pieces of spider and insects that is allowed to go through in peanut butter.
Why do they allow this for commercialism for capitalism? Well, what's the deal? Why isn't things stricter?
I don't know. It's true, there are bugs in your peanut butter, but the FDA clearly states that you're only eating their parts.
Oh,
The government's
oh.
official defect levels handbook notes an allowed ratio of 30 insect fragments per 100 grams of yummy spreadable. I told you.
100 grams. How much is 100 grams?
I don't know.
How much is in a bottle?
I don't know. But basically, in your jar of peanut butter, it is okay. It's okay by the FDA that you're just eating their parts. So there's
So-
a leg here, a little toe over here.
You're just eating
little
their
antenna,
parts.
A little antennae.
You're just
Hello,
eating their
antennae.
That's how stupid we are as Americans. We just go, oh, the FDA says it's just parts.
No, but I mean, Jeff,
Okay,
it's
cool.
not going to hurt us. You eat spiders
You
at
know what?
night.
Don't you talk like that.
You eat. I wonder how many. Let's Google that. How
that
many?
you eat a year? I've heard this, and it's.
Oh, you've heard
it's
something?
disturbing. Hey, shut up. Listen.
Hold on. How many spiders do you eat in a year during your sleep?
Oh, this is fun.
Would you stop talking when my Siri's going? Luckily for us, 8 spiders in their sleep yearly isn't true, not even close. The myth flies. Oh, it's a myth? The myth flies in the face of both spiders and human. What? It's a highly unlikely that a spider would ever enter your mouth. Well, that's not facts.
I like that. I like that I don't eat spiders at night. I'm glad that we researched that.
I'm looking. Hold on. So they said that's not true.
You know what's good for you?
What?
And it would solve this problem?
What?
It's really good for you to breathe through your nose. And you can buy mouth tape to sleep.
There's no way in
At
this
night you
world.
put mouth tape over
Could
your
you
mouth
imagine?
so you can't open your mouth.
Okay, so for somebody like me who can't
You're
stand
forced
stuff
to
like
breathe
that,
through your nose.
who can't stand stuff like that, could you imagine putting mouth tape on me at night and then getting a weighted blanket and putting it on me? Because people also sleep with weighted blankets like crazy people.
I think that'd be good therapy for you. I think that would help
No,
you.
it would make me
It would
panic.
help- it would
Like I
help you
right now
grow.
thought of a weight on laying on me and then my mouth taped shut is a lot of people's dream. But hold her down.
Hold her down.
And shut her up. I know it's good for you to breathe out of your nose. I could be awake with the mouth tape. Okay, but I can't go to sleep.
A little panicky.
Yeah.
A little worry about what if my nose gets covered
yeah,
up.
and people who use those weighted blankets, oh no,
I want to
sir.
try one
no.
out. I've never tried one.
No.
They were talking. That's what these two comedians I listened to their podcast, and they were exchanging stories about women, crazy girls, crazy women they had experiences with when they were younger before they're married men and when they're grown, and they're talking about women that like what'd the one guy say? He said, this woman wanted me to choke her. And this is before we had videos. Like, it's like she's going to die. And then I'm going to go to jail for murder. And she's like, she was wanting me to choke her, like really choke her, and I'm squeezing her throat, like she's like she can't breathe hardly, and she comes up a little bit, so I let go, and she freaking grabs me by the neck and she goes, choke me like a man. And he said she was already turning a different color.
That's just, she's disturbed and needs help, and that's a red flag. He needs to run because.
Oh, he did. He ran.
That's a little much. I mean, I understand partial.
And then they're
of that,
talking about girls that want to be punched and hit.
It's crazy.
Stuff
they
like
have
that.
some issues from their past, I think.
Probably, I would say they probably have a few things going on that aren't normal.
Because there's an extent of, pain, fine. But,
Sure.
that's...
Well, there's a fair, there's an accept... there's lots of people that like choking and spanking and all that kind of stuff. There's a level of that. But when you're starting to bruise or hurt somebody...
Yeah, that's too much.
I wouldn't want to...
Well, you don't have to worry about that.
That's true, I don't.
If you tried to choke me like that, I would you'd be in big trouble.
Oh.
No, not in a good way.
Oh.
You'd be in done. Some of our lights are out on our. We have lights strung up on our ceiling in our room here where we do our podcast.
This is.
And some of them are gone out. And
we've changed we have officially, when we listen back, if you listen to this again, people, you'll understand why we're going to change the name of the podcast to Jeff and Angie, ADD podcast.
Oh, shut up. It's a random podcast. We're just chit-chatting and talking like we're our friends in our living room. What's the big deal?
There's not
I'm sorry I didn't stay on point. Let me get my PowerPoint back out. I'm sorry, Professor Runyan.
I mean,
Are we role-playing?
can we not just sit back and kick it? The lights just kicked
We
on,
are
and I noticed
kicking
there's
it.
some missing, and they
I'm
shouldn't be
messing with
because
you.
we just bought them this year.
Hey, check this out. I'm going to give you another tip. I don't think you've updated your phone yet. Probably not. But see this up here? That orange light?
Yeah.
That means that your microphone's being used.
Oh, that's awesome.
And then when it's green, I think it's green, that means your camera's being used. No. Thing is when you realize that's there, but you don't have an app up. Or you don't have something's listening to you.
You must have an app up.
Right, but something's listening to you when it shouldn't be. And that's when you got to get your stuff together.
You and your conspiracies and your...
I'm telling you,
I bet you're the guy
out.
that has the freaking paper sticky note over their camera on your...
No, actually...
Yeah, you probably do.
No, I got something. I got a formal...
Oh, you have that slide.
There's a slide that sticks over
my
and you
gosh.
slide it over.
Nobody wants to watch you.
I don't think they do either, but I don't want them to be accidentally watching me while I'm sitting there picking my nose or eating lunch.
Who's going to be watching you?
It could be from a Zoom call I was on and didn't shut it off the right way. And then all of a sudden I'm sitting there doing whatever, looking like an idiot.
Who doesn't know how to shut Zoom down the right way?
Listen.
By now, it's 2020. We learned this already.
We know from our friend that was over the FBI division in Atlanta that they can hack. There's programs that can hack into any computer and watch what you're doing.
I understand that, but you're Jeff Runyan. Nobody wants to watch what you're
please,
doing.
I'm King Hefe. People are wanting to watch. If they
Nobody
have
wants to
access to
watch.
my computer, they probably will watch.
Nobody wants to watch
a
it.
show.
They know how our life is so boring. They'd be like, turn the channel.
We live an exciting,
we watch
adventurous
TV and
life.
we play Yahtzee at night.
We do play Yahtzee, which I enjoy it most of the time. It's just sad that you win.
I win almost all the time.
I think you have weighted die. I
use the same weight. I use the same dice as you.
You have like magicians with their sleight of hand. I think you.
I have sleight of hand.
You have like some die up your sleeve or something.
It's dice.
Die if you're a pro.
It's die if it's one.
Oh, the dice. Maybe you just have one dice.
And I just roll it out whenever I need it.
Maybe you have one die.
Oh my gosh.
And the other ones are in there, but then you drop that one in and you take the other one out.
I don't come from your family.
Oh.
Your family cheats in games.
No.
Yes, they do.
No. Well, yeah. Some of
Your
them.
mom had extra Monopoly money that
You're
she
outing
would
my
go.
mom.
Oh, your mom doesn't listen to it in the closet. That she outs herself. She's told
That's
herself.
true. She's retired now from Monopoly.
She would have extra Monopoly money that she would, I guess, bring. I don't know how she smuggled it in. to the game.
They would go have game nights at people's houses.
Did
back
she
in the
have
day.
like where she
would have-
left? She had to smuggle back out like 300.
I know she had a way of doing it. She's
That's what I'm saying. So don't accuse me of cheating on Yahtzee.
well. You marry the woman. Marry women like your mother is what they say.
I am nothing like your mom.
In some ways, you are.
No, I'm not. Yeah. Tell me one way I'm like your mom.
You're very sweet.
I love your mom.
You're very sweet. You're very kind. You're
So
very
are a lot of people, though.
loving of people,
So are a lot of people.
and you care about me. So there.
Okay, well that yes, but I mean, I had those characteristics are a lot of women.
Eh.
What would be one thing? There's not one thing that I'm just like your mom about. You're definitely nowhere near like my dad.
True.
I don't think there's one characteristic of you that my dad has, or vice versa.
Probably not.
I'm telling you. But anyway,
You'd find one maybe, but it'd be one that's really common with everybody.
what?
I'm just saying that
Yeah,
if
that's
we
what I
really
mean.
thought
That's
about it.
what I
Right,
mean.
right.
Like when you say you're just like your
Like
mom.
we're both dudes.
Well, I know that, but I mean when you say, yeah, you're a lot like my mom. I want something that's like not common.
Yeah.
Like you both stand the same way when you cook.
That'd be really weird. That I even noticed the way my mom stood when she cooked. That'd be really weird.
That's probably true.
Dudes don't notice things, clearly. They do, but not a lot.
I mean, I think they do to an extent. I don't know. Anyway, I'm not like your mom, so there you go.
There we go.
And you're not.
Glad you settled
I don't know
that.
if I believe that myth that people marry.
I think some do.
I don't.
You don't think any do?
Well, yeah, I think some do, but I mean, I guess it depends, maybe, but maybe it's just me because I wouldn't marry any. I mean, and I love my dad, but like, what my mom does for my dad, I would never do for a man.
Ooh,
I mean,
she said never.
I wouldn't say not any of it, but I'm just saying it's over. It's like he's an extension of her children, and I don't do that. Like if when I go out of town, you can get your own groceries in the house and you can get your stuff. I mean, like you have a car and you can go drive whatever and get what you need.
You do assist. You're very good about helping me, though.
Helping you with what?
Like, if you were going out of town, you would help me with the grocery list. I'd just have to
No,
get
I wouldn't.
it.
I wouldn't. Jeff, if you're here, if the kids aren't here and you're by yourself, I need to make you a grocery list.
Oh, no, not if I'm by myself.
I'm talking about if it's just you're staying here by yourself and I'm leaving for the weekend. I'm like, peace out, bro. You can go find what you want.
You would never, there would never be
That's my point.
I would never ask you to do that.
That's my point.
I would be like, what
And I'm
who
not
are
going to
you?
wake you up in the mornings just for you to leave and then me go back to bed. You can wake your own self up. You don't need me to assist you.
Well,
But you know what? My mom does it and she likes to do it and she's done it all of her life and it works.
If you decide to do that and that's your personality, more power to you.
And just don't complain about it.
Well, no,
Well, she doesn't usually.
complain
No, she
about
really.
it,
My
so
mom's not really much of a complainer.
It's just what she does, and if it gives you like a sense of whatever, purpose.
I mean, I guess, but
Just different generations.
well, and I mean, I had more kids than she had. If she had 2 more kids like I did, she might not be like that either.
It might be more of like, hey, you're gonna have to help me get the kids up. Forget you getting up.
I can't remember my dad ever taking me to school or anything like that.
He said the other day he let you drive to school
Yeah, he let me drive to school one day.
when you were 14 or 13
Yeah.
or something.
Yeah, he might have done that a few times. But yeah, I don't know. Anyway, sorry, that was off topic. We don't really have a topic, so anything goes.
No, this is Jeff and Angie, and we talk like this.
Yeah, this is just how
We're
we talk.
basically this is where we'll go back to later when we sit on the couch, probably while we're
We are
playing Yahtzee.
We are watching the finale of Big Brother tonight.
We're gonna watch the finale.
When this is published, it'll already be over. But Big Brother is one of my favorite reality shows. And it's the finale tonight of the All Stars, and I just don't know what's happening.
It's going to be exciting.
It's gonna be exciting. Another show that we are really into.
Did I introduce you to?
That you introduced me to, and at first I was like, eh. But I am a sucker for reality shows because we love Boats and Hoes.
We do.
Below Deck,
We do
whatever.
love Below
That
Deck.
comes on next week, right?
It does.
Okay, a new episode or new series. But anyway, it's Love After Lockup. I love that show
Love After Lockup.
because I sit there so many times with my mouth, just my jaws to the floor. I'm like, what is happening? How can this be happening? Not that you couldn't fall in love with someone who's locked up and have a relationship after. I'm not saying that. I think people who are locked up can well, I think some are locked up that's not just. And I also think that you can rehabilitate from what you've done, whether it's robbery, whether it's, drugs or whatever. I think that you can rehabilitate.
Just don't think we have a very good system for people to rehabilitate. I think for them to say that they're rehabilitating prisoners is a joke.
Well, maybe. But what I'm saying is I don't want to say never.
Not that it's
But
not
I think
that
the majority of the time it wouldn't work.
No, majority of the time it's not going to work.
Right, but I preface all that by saying it could.
I believe in miracles too. I believe in miracles too. I believe in Hail Marys. Here's the deal. These people, there's a freaking website. There's a freaking online dating site for pen pals, which is basically if you want to date an inmate, of course they're going to date you. They're looking for the sucker that'll send them money and feel good about it.
See, that's what I wouldn't do. If I were,
the problem is though,
if
people can fall in love. If you give somebody that you're attracted to time, and they're smart, and they can even fall in love, but you can fall in love with multiple people, right? I mean, if you allow that in your life and you emotionally get attached to somebody and habits, if you create routines and habits with a person over months and months and months, you could fall in, you know what I mean? You got, so, and if you're desperate to find love, desperate enough to get on a freaking, and I don't care, it's desperate if you're getting on a freaking prison site and you're looking for a mate that they're actually cornered. Like, they can't get away from you unless they ignore you, but they got nothing else to do.
I just can't understand, like, if you're single, which I'm going to go from a girl standpoint because I'm a girl, and I'm like, I'm going to get on a dating site. I don't know what would poise me to say, oh, let me go to the prison dating app.
I think it's the same thing. People got wires crossed from things that have happened to them, right? Maybe the dad was in prison.
Maybe.
They visited there and it takes them back to a place of happiness for some reason. Or maybe they have good memories of visiting their dad in prison.
Maybe.
On Sundays.
Or maybe they think they can change people and they want to help somebody.
That's a good one.
Let me go in here and just help somebody.
Well, they say that. That one girl and that one lady in Daytona on there, she's like, I just love that I can change people.
Oh, yeah.
And I can change a man and make him good. And I'm like...
Are you talking about Angela?
What do you mean change a man and make him good? Nobody changes unless they want to change.
No. I just would be so scared because I just feel like most of the people who are in prison were there because of something that they did. And I just would be afraid that they would just continue their bad habits. And on this show, it does show that a lot of people do relapse and go back to what they were doing before. And I just think that would hurt me. One thing I tell you I would not do is I would not send any of them money.
Well, I'm glad you're really considering that.
So if you ever leave me and I start getting on dating sites, I'm definitely going to go look up the South Central Regional Jail in Charleston, West Virginia.
You can get up there easily.
Right. I can get up there for visits quickly. No, I'm just kidding. I'm not saying that I think that people can come out of prison and be good people. And I think that there are a lot of prisoners in prison that are good people. They just fell short somewhere, whether it was drugs or whether they went, robbed something. Listen, I have had criminals in my family and they are good people.
Yes.
You know what I mean? They didn't kill anybody that I know.
No,
of.
I think people get in desperate situations in their lives, and I also think the way people were brought up in the environments they're brought up in, it's not. Those activities aren't looked at as bad. It's looked at as survival. Right.
So, you can't fault, but would I want my daughter to bring home somebody that just got out of prison? No, not necessarily. But would I allow him in my house and treat him amazing until he proves otherwise? Yeah, I probably would.
That's what I would say. It's just a great idea to be, but you've met this man in prison and you have a little girl. And you've been dating this guy in prison for 3 years, and you're bragging on a video to the world that your little girl calls him daddy.
Yeah, that scares me.
That's how you build a happy family. You allow your daughter a man that you have not been alone with.
Right. I would have a problem.
And you're going to bring him home.
I would have a problem with my kids calling anybody else dad unless it was,
a long-term proven thing, right? Like,
yeah.
and they did it, and I would still be like,
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like if you get divorced and you have your little tiny kids, and the dad leaves, and he never shows back up again. He
that
cuts
makes
off
sense.
contact, and this kid is raised by this man or woman. They start calling him dad because they need a father figure, and it's okay to do that.
Right.
But what am I saying? I don't know if any of these kids' dads are in their lives anyway.
Well, I don't either, but it's still a little bit weird for your kid to be calling a prisoner dad on the day he gets out.
It's weird.
It's a little bit different.
It's definitely
but,
a winning combination.
But I was just shocked, I guess, when the show came on that there are actually prison dating sites.
I was blown away.
I didn't know that.
There must be a dating site for everything now.
There must be.
I mean,
I don't ever want to have to find out.
I don't ever want to be I'm on 37 different dating apps trying to get,
Well, you knew how Tinder worked, or Tinder?
Who doesn't?
Tumblr? Tinder? What is it?
I think it's Tinder.
You knew? I didn't know how it worked.
Yeah, you know how it works.
I do not know how it works. I don't know how you know how it works. The other day when you did that, I was like, how the heck do you know to swipe right?
Everybody knows.
There's
so many jokes out there about it.
I didn't know that, just like you didn't know that there was little bits of pieces of bugs in your peanut butter.
I didn't know that.
And you didn't know that there was feces in milk until just today.
A few days ago.
Okay, so I didn't know anything about Tinder because I don't pay attention to Tinder. Maybe it's these sports sites you're on that they do advertisements.
I don't pay attention to Tinder. I see funny jokes about it. There's a funny slideshow about Tinder all the time.
Where?
On Chive.
I'm not on Chive.
Where it's like swipe right, but it shows it's not all the time, but every once in a while, and it'll pull out the most random, disturbing descriptions of somebody's profile. Like these people are idiots.
But you knew how to work. You know how to work the app.
No, all it says on there is you go. I don't know which way to keep it.
Now look at him acting a fool. Acting like I don't know. It's talking about. I don't know if you swipe or if you
I've
push.
heard people say you swipe right, but I don't know if that's to keep them or to get rid of them.
I don't know.
Like I think you swipe one way to save them, and one way to knock them out. Like you're not interested.
In just one fell swoop.
One fell swoop.
So like I pop up on your screen and you read my profile and he's like, and swipes me.
We must fit. So I'm going to swipe to keep her. And then 30 seconds later, you're on your way, half naked, ready to rumble. Because I think that's how the kids do it these days.
I thought you said you didn't know how Tinder worked.
I don't. I'm making that part up.
I don't think you are.
Tinder, that's how I was told by someone a while back how Tinder worked when I was asking them about it.
Oh, okay. You were asking him about it because you were going to get an account.
You were at dinner with me.
I was not.
Yes, you were. We were at dinner with him and the woman that he was with that he met on Tinder.
Who are you talking about?
They were Tinder, and he was telling me how it worked. He's telling us how it worked.
You're making this up. You're with your Tinder girlfriend. Who? I can't read your lips. Oh, yeah.
Remember? We walked out of there.
That was so long ago. They didn't meet on Tinder.
Yes, they did.
No, they didn't. They met on another site.
Nope.
Oh, they didn't have Tinder then.
That's where they met.
No, it's not.
I'm going to ask him.
You can ask him. It was another site.
No.
Yeah, it was.
It was strictly a hookup site. It was Tinder,
Yeah,
which
I
is
know there's
strictly
lots
for
of
hooking
those.
up. I don't know any other ones. It wasn't Match.com. That's not for hooking up. That's for meeting the love of your life and
I think you're
living
wrong.
together forever.
I think you're wrong.
Well, listen. I'm going to hit him up, and I'm going to say, hey,
That's
where'd
gonna be
you
awkward.
meet that crazy bitch? Me and Angie are fighting over it.
He's going to be like, why were you fighting over it?
Because
Tinder came up in a podcast.
and Angie wanted to know how I knew about it. And I said, you told us all about it.
No, he didn't.
Yes, he did. We sat there, and I'm very curious. What do? I always constantly ask questions.
Yeah, but it was not Tinder.
I'm very
Tinder wasn't even
curious.
out. Tinder is relatively new.
No. How long's Tinder been out?
I don't know. Apparently, you've had an account. I don't know.
Whatever.
I feel like it's just been out not long ago. I mean, within like the past 3 years.
No, it's longer than that.
No.
How long has Tinder been around? 8 years.
Oh, wow.
2012.
Yeah, that still seems like
Tinder launched in 2012. That's the year we moved back here.
Wow, I didn't know that. Well, maybe you're right then.
I'm right.
I'm right.
I'm right on this one.
You might be right. I just don't pay attention to stuff like that. I probably was waiting for the food and just hangry and not even listening to a word any of you were saying. It's probably what was actually happening.
You're zoned out thinking about the food.
Yes, that's probably what was happening.
Oh, I got chili cooking.
Yes, we have chili in the
What?
crock pot. We
Chili
had
in the
taco
crock
salad
pot.
tonight. Have some of that left over. We're going to be set on food until cheat day.
We are. Cheat
So.
day.
Well, I think that's about all I got. I'm going to go hop in the shower and get a chill time because we've got to watch this finale here in
Let's
about 35 minutes. So
That's it for random Runyans.
I like random.
I like random Runyans too.
I think people maybe like it because it's just, us
we have
being
no
us.
idea what we're getting into.
Not at all,
It's our dinner conversations, just on a podcast.
basically. Anyway, all right, that's it. Peace out.
Peace out.